Okay, time for a wash. Just used autoglym shampoo all around it. Had some bird muck on there though. It's set like stone. I was literally on there about 10 minutes earlier on. But I managed to get it off with some autoglym paint renovator. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way, unless they wish to. I just found it to be good stuff over the years. It was there. I've done that. I've gone over the panel again with some super resin. It seems to have cleared it all up. But I'm going to do it again. Do the whole car with autoglym once I've toweled it off. So I'm going to get on with that. And then we'll look at the end result. Looking quite good though. Quite pleased at the minute. So, catch you in a bit. Oh yeah, just quickly, because I can't really film myself drying it off. It'd be impossible. I never get it done with one hand. But I've got a couple of drying cloths that I use. And I've got a spare super dry one that will be I can finish off with, but this gets up most of it. I used to use Sammy levers like everybody else for years and years, but I've got to say these are quicker and easier. Though I do miss being able to dry them out, because once these are damp, you can't squeeze them out. You've got to dry them properly again. Unlike a chamois, which you could, but then again, you haven't got all the bits and pieces that you pick up off a chamois, scratching your paint. So anyway, bear with me. Okay, so it's had a quick dry off. It's come out all right. I'll show the polish in a second. I just wanted to show you something about charging ports while I'm at it. So this is your electric charging point, type 2, or Menenkes I think you call it. It's type 2. And when the car's unlocked, that will just open. And here you've got your bars. I think I showed this on the last video, but so that's nice and simple. When it's locked, it's locked. So come around to the petrol, which is on the other side, just in case you haven't got one of these. Here, let me shut that. Now, even if the car's unlocked, which it is, it won't open. It's like a normal car. And to unlock it, you've got just a little point here. Pull that, and it opens the boot. So that's nice and simple. Just to show you, that's just a little quick thing. And if you saw the other switch, by the way, that opens the tailgate. So if you need to wave your feet underneath it, I'll show you that as well while we're at it. So you've got the door one that can open it there. You've got your little handle under here that will do it. I'm going to clean this in a second, don't worry. And to close it again. Now this bit's always funny if it actually works, but unlike some, to open it with your foot, you don't wave it around, you give it a kick underneath. There you go, worked. A dog cage, by the way. I've got 2 spaniels, so rather than make a mess of the boot, or have to have a separate car with, we had this made by a company called Hamster Baskets. If you are interested, they handmade them for you. Now they've got the template for this now from me. So if you've got a Formentor, especially a hybrid, because the boot's slightly higher in a hybrid, that will fit the other one as well, the other versions, because it would just be a little bit lower. Then they'll make one for you. I went to have it done. It was done. It took about 6 hours to do it. I had to wait for them, or I could have waited to have it delivered, but I needed it straight away, so I had it done. Interesting thing about it is, apart from being quite safe, and no noise at all because it's coated in plastic, is that you've got to take out the section here because of the boot drop. So you do have a little bit of a gap here, but that is, the dogs can't get out or anything because you've got the boot drop here. And the reason they take that out, I've still got it, it's down there, so dogs don't catch the claws on it when they're jumping in, because I've had to do that on my last car. I caught it, and then you try and get a extremely upset dog's claw out of there without getting bit. Well, it's a bit of a problem. So they've done that, but I've had a couple of these over the years, really good quality, extremely quiet. And if you take these green bungs out, adjust them, you can see just like a little gap in the middle. You can fold them away, then the whole thing collapses down to take out. You can't get it out without doing that. At the back you can see it, the white ones mean that is where the escape door is, so you can undo those and the back will open to get the dogs out in an accident. So I highly recommend that. I think it was about 300 and something pounds. This is a separate thing. I got this from Boot Buddy when I had a Boot Buddy in my last BMW. Really handy to stop the dogs ripping your bumper up. As you can see, there's little scratches all over this. So if it hadn't been there, they've been doing the bumper, I'd have to pick them up. But inevitably you have an accident and it gets scratched, which I don't want. So I got that. Just keep transferring it from car to car. Just while we're just going on about dog cages, I've got this cover on there. One, because it keeps the dogs a bit warmer in the winter, but also it's just to stop the alarm going off, because it's got interior sensors and the dogs get picked up on the sensors inside, and the alarm goes off. There is, I'll show you this on the infotainment, but there's a little toggle you can switch to turn the interior sensors off when you get out, but my wife, it's too much of a fiddle for her. I don't know why, but it is. So so we just have this on. Though in the summer we'll take it off and she'll have to start using the toggle. Anyway, right, I'm going to start polishing now. I'll give a quick show of the stuff in a second I'm going to be using. Nothing exciting. I'm certainly not a detailer, but at all. But I just like to keep the car clean and polished. So just before I go though, I forgot to tell you, this is where I keep the Type 2 to Type 2 lead. So when you get to Tesco's or charging station, that's the one you use. That's in there. There's a little first aid kit there as well. It's quite a good first aid kit. It's worthwhile having. But with this cage, you've got enough room to put them in there without disturbing anything else. So anyway, there you go. I'm still not quite got to the polishing stage. I forgot, I want to show you this as well. Just a quick overview of the engine. Just give it a dry off first. Clean car, happy car and all that. If there's any leaks, I do like to be able to see them. If you've got a clean car, just underneath the bonnet, then it's a bit easy to diagnose. Hopefully I won't get any of that this, as it's a 5-month-old car, but you never know. But anyway, so there's your 1.4 engine. I don't know why I didn't fit the 1.5, the new one, in here, because although it's quite an economical little engine, it's also a little bit rough, slightly rough I'd say. When it's combining with the battery, the high voltage side of things, and there's the gubbins for it. It's really smooth. It really smooths it out, the electric motor does. But when your batteries are out after a long journey, it is a little bit gruff. I don't say, I think I'm spoilt because I had an M140 before. That was just straight six, which was uber smooth. And before that I've had quite a few Alfa Romeos, again, beautiful smooth engines. So this is a little bit rough. And I did test drive a 1.5 originally, and that was quite a nice engine. I thought it was a nicer engine than the 1.4 in this. So it's obviously more advanced. I presume they haven't changed it just because the GTE, the Golf GTE's got this engine as well. So they've just bought it as a drivetrain. And until whether they're going to bother putting one in, doing a 1.5 GT, I don't know, because obviously they're on the way out now, petrol and hybrids. But there's a few years left until 2035, I think, till they're going to stop making them. So I don't know. It'll come down to emissions, I suppose. So it's a combo. It's really nice, and on its own, it's quite economical. I regularly get around 50 miles a gallon once the battery's completely gone. So I can't complain about that, but it's just not the smoothest. But right, polishing time. Just started it, done half of the car. I'd say half, I've just applied some. I've done half the car, just applied some of it. Just using this polishing buffer on type thing, I don't even know what you call them, an autoglym. It's a bit old school, I know. But I say, I'm pretty pleased with the results when it's done. I'll show you when it's done at the end. I quite like it. I've got some, I bought some autoglym ceramic, which again, you put it on it, leave a little bit, take it off again, one panel at a time. And it's okay. But I wouldn't say the shine's any better or any long lasting than just doing this. And I mean, I normally put when I do it, once or twice. I'll also extra gloss it, just like a sealant, an old-fashioned sealant again. Not. I need to clean that bit up a bit. It's a bit thick. It does the job, but I like that, and I quite enjoy polishing, I suppose, as well. Quite enjoy seeing the car done, seeing it beading. Anyway, the ceramic stuff, it's all right, but let me tell you something: do not get it on glass. You should not get it on glass because it creates a horrible oily smear that no matter how many times you wash it or use glass cleaner on it, it will not come off. And I had a real nightmare with it, so I eventually had to speak to autoglym and say, what's the deal with this ceramic? It's made a right mess of my windows. That's because I'm clumsy as well. I shouldn't have got it on the windows in the first place, but I did. So what you have to use on it is intensive tar cleaner, the autoglym stuff again, and that clears it away. Again, it's a bit of hard work to get it off, but when you've done it, it does clear it. So if you do that, I'd advise you to make sure you don't get it on your windows or your glass or your mirrors or anything, because it's a mare. But anyway, right, that's a quick thing. The car and doing the rest, I'll show you when it's all done. But see you in a sec. So just working my way around now. It's coming up really nice. Again, any detail, I'd be absolutely horrified by my technique here. I tend to put it all on rather than pound at a time. But I think at least I do it. Not everyone does. Sorry about the camera work, I'm trying to do this as well. But I just think looking after your car, even if you're doing a basic job like I am, it puts a bit of pride in it for one thing, and secondly, I just like to see the results of it. I like to think it's protected a little bit when I'm doing it. But yeah, it's coming up quite nice. It's a perfect night for it though, to be fair. It's been sunny all day, but it's cooled down now. It's nice and dry outside, so everything's coming on and off it nice and easily. Another thing I like about the autoglym, but it just sounds like I'm sponsored by them, doesn't it? It just comes on and off easy. There's no waiting hours for it to. Sorry. There's no waiting hours for it to cure. 10 minutes in this sort of temperature, and it's ready to go. It's gone quite powdery now, but it doesn't leave any powder, or very little. It just comes up nice. Same again. You can probably see it gives you straight away you're getting a nice finish on it. But anyway, don't watch me doing this for 10 minutes. I'll leave it there, show you the result when I'm done. So, end result, about an hour's work, that's all. If you call it work. And again, nowhere near what you get if you're doing it properly. But just for a quick spruce up, getting your polish on, getting it off again. And I think it looks pretty good. I know it's protected for the next couple of months at least. I'm quite pleased with that.